Again, it's time. Once again, it's time. This is the game room. This is Wayne Mule. I'm at it again, man. I'm trying to make sure you guys get a little piece of this ground time work. You know what I mean? This is real time, ground time. You know what I mean? Come down to the ground, walk around, figure out what's on the ground, and then elevate yourself. So, the game room, you guys know my rules. We're going to go over it real quick. Women and children are all they're just off the table. Do not bring up any women or children when you're talking on this live. We do not condone any illegal activity. Period. Follow your state laws, and like I always say, take care of each other. So, personal evaluation. Personal valuation. What is your dog worth? What is your dog worth? Are you guys adding up any of the criteria that you guys have, like, because this is a system. Your dog is a system. Your dog has a system. Okay, so either you're civilized, either you try to, it's faith based, or you struggling with your morality. Which way you're gonna go with your dog. This and most of this live is gonna jump into. You have to have three or more dogs. If you have one dog, I'm not talking to you. You have no clue what the fuck I'm talking about. If you have two dogs, you're still on that baseline of there's a cuff where you're just probably learning those two dogs. But this goes into the 2 to 3 generation. Grandpa is next to you. He's got grandchildren on the ground. His grandchildren are probably coming of age. Okay, so there is a stamping point of how we look at the evaluation. Okay, so your personal evaluation. Let's just start it off. Okay, we're gonna talk about the civilized calculation. Okay, now if you're a civilized person and you're calculating these American Pit Bull Terriers, now you're not taking them to a situation where they're fighting another dog, which is illegal, or you're pressuring something at the dog. They call it baiting. There's certain states that do allow that, but that's also something that you want to stay away from. They also have this thing where, what people are you living with? Are you with children? Are you with a wife? Do you have people in the home that could be in danger if you're not making the conscious decision to be civilized? Okay, civilized also goes into your hygiene. Are you staying clean? Are you washing your hands every time you deal with your dogs? Are you washing your floors? Bleach? Are you taking care of these simple rules of being civilized? The civilized calculation can also come into, do you go to work? Do you come home? Do you have a scheduled time where you take out for each dog? Or just, like I said, if you got one dog, just think about this as in, I got 4 dogs. I got to do this 4 times over. So if you got one dog, think about doing it 4 times over. Okay. So you have to take out so much time per day, not just to bond with the dog, but to feed, play with him, let him know that he's got a territory, walk him around, get him some exercise. You might even need to socialize him. Okay, so the civilized calculation has many more levels, and I'm just going to strike a couple here and there because I don't want nobody to be like, well, what about this and what about that, dude? Just just walk with me, stay with me. Now, the other personal evaluation can be faith based. Like, do you have faith in your dogs? Do you have faith in your kennel partners? Do you have faith in your environment that you're in? Are you in some, is it super hot? Is it super cold? Is it medium? Is it rainy all the time? Is your faith based calculation more than your civilized calculation? I think they all go hand in hand. This is where I'm trying to go. That's why I gave you the civilized calculation first, and now we're going to go the faith based, because faith has to do with, you really don't know. You know, just be real. If your kennel partner say he got the food this week and it's 2,500, we got to get all these bags together. Do you got faith? Do you got faith in him? Is he gonna come through? Is he consistent? Are you consistent? Do the people that say, "Oh, I'll let the dog out," or is it just you every time? Because that means you have to have faith in yourself. Most dog men like me, I only got faith in myself. I don't want nobody to fucking touch my dogs. I don't want nobody to look at my dogs. You tell my dog to be quiet, I'll be about to ready to smack the fuck out of you. Stay out of my goddamn business. Matter of fact, that comes to the civilized calculation. Are you in a place where you can be civilized and not have to calculate other people's business through your business? Now, I don't know if you caught that game right there, but some people act like they know what you're doing. Some people act like they understand, oh, he's just raising dogs. No, I'm not. Because if you let two of mine out, they're going to get busy. And I guarantee most people aren't prepared to break up a fight. Because these dogs, hey, they're American Pit Bull Terriers. Their position in their breed is dog aggression, top tier. I'm the best. We'll find out if we have to. Okay. So make sure that if you're faith based, make sure the faith that you have in yourself is the strongest. Don't put it on nobody else. Don't put it on wifey. Don't put it on the kids. Don't put it on the homie. Don't say, oh man, I thought you was gonna. No, faith based means the number one person you should have faith in is yourself. Your dogs, your time, your money, your program, YOU. Keep that specific too. And we can go back to the other, how we do the real game room when we go through privacy, who's who, kennel owners and the dogs that are a part of that whole situation. You know what I mean? And we don't deal in fantasy. Okay. So we're not going to push the button, or we're not going to push this narrative that faith based doesn't go along with the civilized calculation, because I think they both run hand in hand. Now the third one. Third one is what is it? Oh yeah. Third one is morality. Where are your morals at? Look, we're gonna jump. I'm gonna jump to a story. When I look back and I look at how Buck was put together, sometimes people be like, "Oh, tight dogs," and blah blah blah. So check this out. If you look at most of the dogs that came off of, or came through, or achieved certain titles, there's either in the quarter of the blood. Buck City talks about the coefficiency. Go back and watch that. But if you look at the brother-sister breeding, look at the brother-sister breeding. Look where it usually falls for the grand champions, or the 3-time, or the 2-time winners, the dogs in the history of what were the best dogs. Go back and look at where the sister-brother breeding comes into part. Me, I like when I see it in the second generation. Well, let me see. Well, when it's a quarter, okay? When it's a quarter, that dog is put together because of a brother-sister breeding. Okay, Red Baby, or Red Lady, Michael Myers. There's certain dogs you can go look in the pedigree. And you'll say, oh, this dog is top and bottom, coming through tough because of a brother-sister breeding. That comes down to the morality. To me, and remember, these are just my opinions, and this is just how I float my boat. Okay, so the morality of that is I want that to be a part of my pedigrees program. The visual counts. Okay, the stats of that counts. The data will show that breeding of the two brothers and sisters will count, and that comes into morality. Some people don't want that. Some people don't want their dogs too tight. Some people, hey, check this out. It even goes to what Buck City was talking about, breeding young dogs. Some people don't want to do it. Some people do want to do it. You have to find out where your moral calculation is going to equal. You got to find out what it's going to equal. These are all amounts too. Once you get amounts, you get an equation. The equation becomes the number percentage. So you're going to have a number percentage of all the amounts that you're adding up. Whether your civilized calculation is 40%, whether your faith base is 10%. You see what I'm saying? And then your morality is 50%. Well, you're going to have to break it down somehow. You can't give every category your full attention. You're going to have to break it up and figure out what's most important. Okay. Now, I'm in real time over here. That's King Leonidas back there letting off. Don't worry about that. I'm going to shut him down in a second. Uh, most of the number percentages will show forth in the dogs that you have. Okay. Now check this out. Now, just like I said, your civilized calculation, your faith-based calculation, and your morality calculation is going to give your dog a confirmation. It's going to make and break you when someone looks at your dog. They're going to say, wait a minute. If I add up those three equations and then I look at his dogs, how will that show face? What will it look like? What will the dog become of what I see? Now we're looking at how much this dog looks, how good this dog looks, so what is it worth? These are where the percentage, this is where the data adds up to what the fuck you've been doing all this time with these dogs. Now think about this too. We're going to put the age on there. These calculations should be 3 years old and up. You shouldn't be calculating. Hey, wait, hush, hush. You should be calculating no puppy. You should be no yearling. And that crossover from 16 to 19 months. Okay. Let's take those babies out of the picture because they're babies. Okay. It's kind of like a freshman in high school. That's a baby. Okay. Let's take a sophomore. That's a youngster. Okay. Let's take a junior. That's a will be. It's not an is, it's a will be. But then when we get to the senior age, that's what we're talking about. Where you come of age, it's time to kick you out the nest and see what you're made of. Okay. So we're talking about 3 to 4 year old dogs, not puppies. We're talking about age here. So your value comes out of the amount and the number percentage of your civilized calculation, your faith-based calculation, and your morality calculation. You have to figure out your system that you're running so you can at least look at what you're doing and you don't know. Okay? So if you do know, that means you've been kind of adding up the amounts, the number percentage, the values, and all that other good stuff. Now, let's turn this into the evaluation calculation. Do you have a governed federation? Do you got policies? Do you have anything that lets you be strategic in what direction you're going? Okay. So if you're strategic in what direction you're going, the amounts and the value will add up and you'll look at your dog and somebody can give you an assessment and say, hey, this dude got the right criteria. He's headed in the right direction. I can't wait for him to breed, this dog and that dog. We're going to see what they get. We really like that blood. These are the evaluations that are all of a sudden going to be taken. Your personal evaluation is going to help you look like you know what the fuck you're doing. Because in the big picture, we're all rolling the dice. We don't know what we're going to get. We don't know the outcome. We have to let God kind of sort this stuff out. But if you have a conscious decision on how you're going to go through you're going to run this system with these kind of dogs, and I'm not trying to down any other faction of dog breeds, but the American Pit Bull Terrier was put together centuries ago for a purpose that is no longer fancied. Okay, it's no longer looked upon as in, hey, we got a camp of dogs over here. Let's go against your camp of dogs. That is so old and barbaric. That time is gone. So we have to pick up the new era, which is coming to Buck City, APBT Radio, and figuring out how are we going to make a system for this dog to be calculated in, to have scrutiny, and maybe to even have a governed body, okay, a governed body, so we can figure out how to organize and see what dogs are going to take us into the future. Now, we don't know. We don't know how this all ends, right? Nobody knows. There's dog men that are dead and gone, and some of them died when there wasn't laws about there was no dog fighting. Some of them died when the laws just hit. Some of them are just now passing away. So whatever level you think you want to come in on, when I give you the game, I try to give you the game as in privacy counts. So if you stay private, the longer you stay private, the better off your number, percentage, and values will be. Because you're taking time out to critique what you're doing. People are looking at some of your dogs that you've made. It feels good when somebody comes in and they check out the litter and they say, man, they all look great. That's what you want to hear. You don't want to hear, the person's taking that personal evaluation when they're looking at your pups or even your grown dogs, and they're kind of like, that guy over there, he's okay. What's going on with that? Once they start asking the odd questions, that's when you know your number, percentages might have gone down somewhere. And you got to reevaluate. You got to reevaluate what you're doing, because these dogs will get out of hand. We talk about Ricketts Awareness Month. Go back and watch those episodes. We talk about confirmation. We talk about putting dogs in the wrong hands. So now you're misrepresented by someone who doesn't care about the quality of the dogs you're putting out. So you get stuck looking like a sucker because you didn't take care of where the dog went, how it left you, and what it looked like as it left you. So the personal evaluation is huge. Okay? It's huge. We got to stop and we got to think about it. Now, there's plenty of people here on the internet that show their dogs and, they walking and they doing stuff with them. And that's all fine and dandy. And you have to respect people who they're what they think, what their quality is, that's good enough for them. But do not take somebody's credit away from them. Don't get on here talking about, well, do you see how ugly his dog look? Dude, don't do that, because somebody's going to do that to you. The criteria is never going to be the same. The value of your dogs is not the same as somebody else's value to their dog. So your personal evaluation has to equal what you think. The moment you start thinking about somebody else's dog, the moment you start trying to evaluate your dog against someone else, and you forget that the components are different, the blood is different, the people are different, the environment is different, your civilized calculation is different, your faith-based calculation is different, and your morality calculation is different. Okay? So don't get into how somebody else is doing it. Get into how you're doing it. Okay? So now let's go into the true pit master. Okay? The true pit master for civilized calculation. Now, like I said, I've already kicked the rules to you. So just listen up, kick back, and peep it. If someone says they've got a game pit bull, they have no clue what they're talking about. Okay? They say, oh, I got a game dog. Get away from that person. They have no clue what they're talking about. They have lost their morality calculation. That shit's at zero. If somebody comes to you and they say, man, I got a game pit bull, blah, 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 blah. Boy, he got mouth. He can do this. He can do that. That person's morality is zero. I suggest you get far away from that person. Okay? The true pit master would say, I do about 16 ounces of protein. I weigh him, once or twice a month. Try to keep him around 36, 39. The person knows their weight. We don't run him high. We don't run him hot. He gets on the treadmill. He works a little bit. I got a flirt pole. He works the flirt pole pretty good. I got a cowhide on a bungee where he can, get a real good grip and tug on it. That person's morality is high. I would like to talk to that kind of person because they've adjusted. Now, don't get me wrong. There's things that can be looked at different with that, but they've adjusted the working of the purpose because that's why we have these dogs. Every dog has a purpose. Like, go back to old episodes to the master classes. If some of the things I'm saying is going over your head, but every dog has a purpose. Once we have the dog's purpose, we teach it to work. And once it starts to work, the purpose becomes purposeful. Like, we can utilize it. The dog feels good about it. We feel good about it. So then the energy that you're producing is giving you something that you can be proud of. You can put an amount, a number percentage on it. It'll give you a value of this dog is worth whatever you say after that. Okay. So we're trying to build out, and some people call it goals. You can call some of this just straight goals, but you got to know what kind of goals you're setting. Okay. You got to know what kind of goals you're setting. Small story. If you look at 357, there was a dog, Spartan. Now, you guys know how I am with the pedigrees. You gotta get with Buck City when he's breaking down pedigrees. But I want you guys to go look at the Spartan dog. Now, the reason I used to dig on the Spartan because that's the Mayday. I mean, that's the 357 on top of the Mayday. Okay. Now, if you know 357, he's a brother-sister breeding. Okay. He's a brother-sister breeding. And his makeup kind of always, if you look at some of the best dogs, he's always in the second generation. He's always that quarter they threw in there. They just need a quarter of him. That's all they need of him. You know what I'm saying? They just throw that quarter in there. He falls in there for whatever reason. Now, the reason I gave the Spartan dog is because the accident that happened with that dog, I think he was the next grand champion. Anybody can dispute me if they want. Maybe we can talk about it on the back street. But I think that was one of the next grand champions that we were going to see in our time, straight up, period, point blank. Super dog, super people that had him, the camp that had him. Y'all know who you are. The campaign was great. Just an excellent specimen of what the American Pit Bull Terrier is supposed to express. Okay. And the 357 dog was something that, my older generation thought he was a throwback. He was that dude like, ooh, he died, but these are all opinions. These are all opinions. Okay. Plus this internet shit is entertainment. Okay. So go look up the 357, go check him out. Go look at his situation and then see how his offspring came out, his grandchildren worked. Do your homework outside of the homework. Okay? Do your homework outside of the homework. That'll help your faith-based calculation. Because how do you have faith in something you don't know about? How do you have faith in something that you haven't done your homework on? I never chased the Mayday until Michael Myers touchdown. Okay, until they brought that kind of specimen to me, he showed up to me. And when they said, hey, look at this, okay, my faith-based calculation, I had to challenge it. I had to say, wait a minute, that's off that buck, that's that Mayday stuff. Okay, that's that. Okay, I had to challenge myself and say, let me go outside of my faith because I'm faithful to all Carver bred dogs. Period, point blank. I'm faithful to all Carver bred dogs. See me in hell, see me in heaven. Whichever way you gonna go, whichever way I'm gonna go. I'm a Carver bred dog person. Okay, period, point blank. That was my era. That's what my dollars. That was the bag I had to get stuff like that. And those were the people that my people associated with. That's just what it was. I think we all understand how you come through this game in a certain lane. You either stay in it or you figure out which lanes you can switch. But 9 times out of 10, you got to come back to where you started from. Okay, so I don't want to take nobody out of however they govern what they think is a good dog. But the 357 dog was something that I said, you know what, maybe blah blah, maybe. And then when I seen the Macho Buck and the Mayday and the Yellow, and I started seeing how it was kind of forming, I said maybe one day. So 20 some years later, here come Michael Myers, go team Mike. I'm on board, and I've been on board since he touched down. And I believe in that blood. I believe in how it mixes. I believe in how the cross looks. I believe in the conformation of those dogs. I think everything is looking good. Now, the work comes to the morality. How are we working these dogs? What system do we have them in? Okay, this is where we go crazy. What system are these dogs in right now? Okay, we got a UKC pool champion. Shout out to Reese. Okay, just got our UKC pool champion. That is a part of the situation. What I'm talking about, how you have to make the civilized decision on what you're going to do with these dogs, so you can make an evaluation that gives you a value, that gives you some kind of campaign juice that you can actually go talk good about your dog, because the good things have these good things have happened. These good things are blossoming. You're getting to see the data. You can take down the data. Somebody's got a son. Somebody's got a grandson. Somebody's got a daughter. These are a part of the equations when you're making these civilized calculations. So we're not going to go too far off of those three: the civilized, the faith, and the morality, because that's the only way you're going to be able to keep the dog. So let's go out of the pit master and go into the game grandmaster. Okay. Now this is where we go into that morality. How you know your dog got game? How you know your dog got game? These are some odd questions that most people don't want to. Somebody out there say, well, how would you find out? Are you going to say the treadmill is going to show you my dog got game? Are you going to say the spring pole shows you my dog got game? You can't see this is the game. I'm trying to give you all the game. You can say that shit now. Don't tell me you throwing your dog in the box. Don't tell me you facing off. Don't tell me somebody's across from you. Don't tell me you scratching. That is not the route. That is not the route. Civilized calculation, faith-based calculation, and morality calculation. If you can't calculate a percentage of all three of those inside your dog to get a value, you're fucking up. Okay? So check yourself. Don't take yourself down these roads that it's a dead end. Don't go down these roads with people that are going to the dead end. You tell them, no, go on. Hey, man, if you want to do that, I have no problem with that. But I don't condone that. I don't want my dogs. I don't want to have to sew no more dogs up. I don't want to have to the kennel accidents are enough. The regular accidents are enough. If you're in the cold where we are up here in Minnesota, I'm dealing with busted nails all the time. They want to get out there and they want to run the ice, the snow. Hey, Mother Nature is unforgiving. Salute to all my Texas boys, all the homies down there in the real Louisiana that's dealing with that weather. This weather is testing us all right now. Mother Nature don't give a fuck about you and no dog. She will beat your ass. You can't beat her. You can't. You're not going to win. You have to make the right moral decisions to bring your dogs in, to get complete structure shelter, to take to take the precautions that, yeah, they might cost a little bit, but dude, this is the lane you want to be in. So don't bullshit yourself. This game you cannot cut corners. Otherwise, your personal evaluation will look like shit. You will look like an idiot. Okay? So let's not have problems making the right decisions when it comes to your personal evaluation. Okay? Now, we're also going to go over the dog man. The dog man. I don't even know if that is that still real? Can people call themselves a dog man? I don't even know if that's real or not. Call yourself a dog man. Okay? So say I'm gonna call myself a dog man. Okay, what does that mean? What does that mean? If I'm a dog man, does that mean I'm taking care of, or I feed a dog, or I walk a dog, or I know a couple dogs? The dog man. Well, hopefully, like I said, we're just going to say the three. I hope the dog man is making civilized calculations. I hope the dog man it has a faith-based calculation, and I hope the dog man, his morality calculation is on point, because otherwise that dog man will be in jail. Those people will come take those dogs away from him. He will be locked up. The dogs will get euthanized, and he will be another example of why the society doesn't like ungoverned organizations. Okay, because no matter what you can kind of filter out, the American Pit Bull Terrier is its own economic source. Now that might have went over your head, but think about this: it's its own economic source. If they can get you to buy a pit bull, have a mistake, I bet you that the the American Pit Bull Terrier has economics behind it. Okay, it has economics. You have to feed it a certain way. You have to give it so much attention. You have to give it the right environment. These are things you have to do. Otherwise, you're going to have a dog fight. You're going to have a accident where maybe a kid is involved, where he runs in and they're playing tug of war, and the dog accidentally bites the kid because they're just playing tug of war. Or the dog is that into prey drive where it just bit the kid on accident. He just bit it and left him alone. These are things we have to go over, because the government has policies, rules, laws, and regulations against this dog. This dog. I've never seen one against a Chesapeake retriever. I've never seen one against a Lhasa Apso. I've never seen one against a husky. Okay? I need you to make sure that you're looking at this civilized. I'm not trying to talk over, under you, sideways. I'm not trying to give you the gift. I'm trying to give you the game that there's three ways that are governed through world politics. I could take you all the way to it, but I just want you to know that there's these three building blocks that reside inside of having these kind of dogs. Okay, so don't get it too twisted that you shouldn't have direction before you get these dogs. You should have direction when you get these dogs. You will have even more direction while you do have them in your presence when you're working with them. You'll figure out direction. Just one dog right here, you got to feed him probably 3 a.m. This other girl, you might have to feed her midday. Be specific if you're the dog man. If you really are this dog man, be calculated. Be very calculated. Don't let this world tell you that you weren't smart enough. or you weren't good enough, or you weren't disciplined enough to take care of this dog because this dog breed, the American Pit Bull Terrier, it takes a certain discipline, period, period, out of the civilized, the faith-based, and the morality. Those three are key in the personal evaluation. Is your dog worth it? Matter of fact, after you get, let's get a story going. There's people that come on the internet that sell dogs. There's people that come on the internet that they're here to buy dogs. So there's an economic presence for dogs, period. Now, go back and look at some of the Buck City show when he's talked about puppy prices. On why is this dog not 25, 35, 4500 like this bully? Why is he not like, you see what I'm saying? Like, we're going to talk about that again too. But go back and watch those episodes where we break down the price of what your dog is worth has a lot to do with the way the society looks at your dog. Has a lot to do with who's on this internet putting out information. There's some people putting out information about, oh, these people got busted in this. Oh, dude, that is the wrong fucking lane. Get out of that lane. That is not the right lane. People have tried to coach you and tell you, dude, don't do that. Now, unfortunately, the short bus and the people who are slow when they were young and they didn't graduate high school and they don't have any good learning skills, we're going to leave them alone. We're just going to leave them alone. Let them do what they're going to do. There's no problem with that. But they can't come into this situation. The door is closed. The windows are shut. The curtains are closed. There's nobody getting in this one. We're not even going to let you in. Because you have to have morality all the way around. Now, before I just said, the dog man, I told you, we were just talking singular. But if we're going to talk plural, yeah, you should have morality all the way around. You should respect your neighbor. You should respect your people at your work. If you go to school, you should respect the people in your school. You don't have to like them. But but your calculation of how you want to be treated should be almost identical on how you treat them. So somebody don't like American Pit Bull Terriers? Hey, no problem. It took me a while. You can bullshit them. You can tell whatever you want to, but don't all of a sudden get on attack mode. This is going to that dog man. We're still talking about this dog man because the assessment on a dog man is, oh, you're a dog fighter. You got American Pit Bull Terriers? Oh, you're fighting dogs. That's that's still the assessment. Don't act like it ain't. If it ain't, test me. Test me, and I got plenty of data to show you that this is all you got to do in front of your community. You do this in front of your house, somebody's going to give you a call, and they're going to show up to your front doorstep and say, "Hey, so and so saw blah blah blah." Okay, so let's not play that the dog man is still on Front Street, that they think we're all dog fighters. Okay. So let's make sure that the new system helps the dog man become something better, whether it's the treadmill races, whether it's the wall climb. And I was gonna put Marisol on blast, but we're gonna talk later about her. But we're not gonna put her on blast yet. But Marisol, we might put her on blast. Okay, we're gonna hold that down for another conversation. But the dog man the morality calculation has to be full circle, 360 degrees, because it can bite you. All of it can come back and bite you. And if you've done the right calculations for yourself, if you even, and these can be personal policies. These can be, I don't know if you guys sell whoever's selling puppies out there, hopefully you got a fucking contract that shows your morality. It shows what you think is important that the buyer should know that they're giving you money for a dog. Okay? Hopefully you guys have contracts because that's a part of the personal valuation too. Somebody said, well, I bought this dog. Well, hey, did you have to sign some papers? They can say no. Oh, shoot. Dude, that is bad karma because now it can come back on you bad. They can say, hey, this person didn't even care to give me anything to sign. Did you get a receipt? No, I didn't get no receipt. I gave him cash. Oh, my gosh. So I'm trying to give you this game. I'm trying to make sure that you understand. And just like I said, you can call them goals because some of you haven't made it there yet because I'm not talking to the one dog owner. I'm not talking to the two dog owner. I'm talking to the everybody who know I'm talking to. Everybody out here running. We know we know who's running. Shout out to Casino. Casino's running. We're gonna bring him up too. Cause see, I gotta put some of you guys on Front Street because I see certain things that you're doing that you need to go back into the private sector with. Stop showing everybody what you think you know because you haven't done it. You haven't done it to a certain degree yet. So to show people what degree you are shows that you're not going to be able to achieve those other degrees. Now you might, but then what do people say? Well, I saw you do this. I saw you do that. Is that what is that what you're doing? Because now they're tapping into your faith. Now they're going to doubt you and they're going to, this is how haters are born. Haters are born because they have no experience. They can't tell you what this is. They can't, they got to have 70 issues. You might only have to have 2. They'll look at you like, well, you've only had 2 issues. Well, because I know the game. I'm not going to go through them other, 59, 60, whatever. You go through all that. There's been, we can take it to the situation too, on the back street. There's people on the back street that ain't never been caught doing nothing, ain't never stole a piece of gum, ain't never smacked a bitch in her face, ain't never kicked this kid in the ass. He's been straight up him. So don't press the new dog man into thinking he's a dog fighter. Don't press the new dog man that he hasn't made personal evaluations about his civilized conduct, about his faith-based conduct, and his morality. Okay? These are things that right now, as dog men, we must check these categories. We have to. Because otherwise, what does the government do? They'll make a policy against you. They'll make a law against you. They'll make a case against you. As we could go back and as Buck City has showed you guys over and over how they were trying to build a case against him. Happened to me in 2007. Tried to build a case. Like, hey, wait a minute. Just because you call me a dog man, dog fighting is linked to that. Okay, well, my personal evaluation shows that, my kids are civilized. The home is civilized. Everybody, there's no fighting going on. My faith-based, we believe in God, the Father Almighty. You might believe in Allah, Ashallah, you know what I'm saying? You might, whatever you do, your morality is good. There's things that we need to make sure that if they do tap into you and they want to check to see what kind of dog man you are, just like I said, the true pig master, that's in the grave. That's gone. The game grandma, the game dog grandma, that's gone. That's not true. The only thing that's still here is the dog man himself. So self-accountability for how you've evaluated yourself or your situation or your dogs or whatever, however you want to look at it, the criteria has to be there. The data has to be there. If you don't have anything to show for your personal evaluation, that means you're not really involved. And I used to, and you can go back and look at the other game, the game room. And I told people, maybe this game ain't for you. Maybe this shit ain't cut out for you. This is a grown man's game. There's a lot of games that are young man's games and all the young men. No, this one right here, this is a grown man's game. There are no there's no spaces for the youngsters. Even you young wolves out there that's in the game, you're telling society that you grown. Ain't no ignorance, ain't no I didn't know, ain't no well I should have written all, ain't no shoulda, woulda, coulda, nothing. This is a grown man's game. The faster you mature, the better your conversation will be, the better your knowledge will better be, the better your calculations will come out. We ain't even talked about how these calculations are supposed to come out. We're not talking about what level of the calculations you should be at before you even start. Because in real life, you got to be 70% or better. In high school, what is it, 70? So C is 70. You got to be better than 70. And if you're trying to be a part of the game, you got to have 90 plus percentage. And that's when we talk about the 10,000 hours. Buck City done told you, you got to have your 10,000 hours in. So if you ain't did 10,000 hours in this game, once again, we're not talking to you. Once again, we're not going to hold you liable for being mature about the calculations you should be having. Now we talk, me and Buck, I like getting into it with Buck because he's put his hours in. He got his, he's put, he done put the, you know what I'm saying? He done stayed the main line and sucker done had to stand tall. But for the people who are kind of questioning where they stand with the American Pit Bull, I'm trying to tell you that there's a maturity and a discipline that goes along with all of this. Now we might cut this short. Yeah, cracking is cracking. What up? What up? What up? The chat, y'all in there, Foe Man. Okay, Foe Man in there, Clifton. Big Bank Hank. What up, man? Dickie Foster as usual. Was that is that Eduardo? Okay, 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 chat. But anyway, we got to make sure that the personal evaluation gives us decent numbers where the dog starts to have value. The dog starts to have its own value. The dog shows its value. The dog can be seen as something valuable. Okay? And we've gotten so far away from it because they took away the economic source. And unfortunately, the economic source was this the sport that they called dog fighting. So we forgot that, wait a minute, the economic source was put in place so the purpose and the value of the dog could exceed titles. Champion, grand champion. Champion, grand champion. I was in the era where there was only those two. So these economic sources, when they took them away, that means they took the purpose away also. So then all of a sudden, from the pit master, the game grandmaster, the dog man stands alone. And we have to get back to the civilized, the faith, and the morality calculations to say, where are we going to stand on the percentage chart? Faith-based, you should be 100%. You should be 100% with your faith. I'm looking at my Bible right here. Now, do I believe everything in the Bible? Hell no. But I believe in God. So I believe that I don't even know how to read. I don't even know how to interpret every book, every word in that book, because God hasn't had to show that to me. But through my faith base, yes, you should be 100% faith in yourself. You should be 100% faith in yourself. You shouldn't have faith in Johnny come lately. You shouldn't have faith in what is that one family, the Joneses. You better not have family. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things you better have 100% faith in yourself. Go look in that mirror and tell that person in that mirror you got 100% faith in that person, because that's the calculation that's going to be there forever. Don't get me wrong. There are box kings that we salute. There are box dogs that we salute. Those times are gone. It was all good. It was fun. There was people that they had good times, they had bad times. But right now the personal evaluation has to give our dogs worth again. We have to figure out how are we going to put these platforms that we're on, the magazine, the IG, the Facebook, all these things. How can we, APBT radio? How can we put it all back into the dog to give it the worth it's worth again? We have to. It's like the rebirth. We have to come back into the section and be like, you know what? Those components in the 70s, those components in the 80s, that shit ain't that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work at all. The breeding. Some people are just now thinking about breeding. Like, no, we have to solidify the dog man again. We have to solidify, and through these calculations, I think we're going to be able to do it. Now, I'm just going to go over one more thing, and these are my game rules. Rule number one is privacy. Private or public. You decide. You decide. Private or public. Small time. You ain't lying, man. You can't fit it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It don't run like, you only get one page. You know what I'm saying? And the book is infinite. But like I said, the number one rule is privacy. I don't want anybody to walk up and say, "Oh, can I pet your kid?" No. Can I pet your dog? No. Can I come see it? No. Can we no. Privacy means privacy. Don't be afraid to be private. You ain't gotta show people shit. Even if you do show them something, you don't have to show them everything. You don't have to feel like you don't owe anybody anything. You go buy a dog and you got a puppy and, oh, look what he can do, and no, that is not required. Let the puppy grow up. Remember how I said let's erase all the work and all the evaluations for puppies until at least they're 23, 25 months. Can we at least get the dog? You know what I mean? Can we get him in let's get him up there first before we evaluate them and give them a personal evaluation, because they deserve one too. They deserve one. Some things aren't, and then we could go that route too. Some things aren't worth evaluating. Okay? Like I said, the dude that comes to you and say, "Man, I got a game dog. I got a winner. I got it." That's go ahead. I'll talk to you later. That's not even worth evaluating. Those are the dead ends. But the dog man of today has to have new calculations. And these are and like I said, this is just my fucking opinion. We don't hey, I'm gonna be in my section forever. I'm good. I ain't never had no problem doing what I'm doing. See how that game just sounded? Even though I know I done had problems, but I just told you I ain't never had no problem. I hope when somebody walk up to you, they be like, "Oh man, no, nigga, I ain't never fought no dog. You better just stick to the game. There's rules. There's rules to mature in this game." So I don't want nobody to go back and look and say, you said blah. Yeah, I probably did, but this is entertainment too. So what are you really listening for? What can you really? What can I? Can I? What would you? Yeah, blaze up, blaze up, blaze up. You already know. Go ahead, blaze up. Yeah, yeah, blaze
Blaze
up.
up, blaze up.
Yeah. What up, though? Yeah. Yeah, I hope I didn't go too long. I got into a little rhythm
I
there.
know you cooking, man. I'm just, just in the back fade, man.
Yeah, yeah. But we just don't want nobody to go into the fantasy world. We want everybody to stay on the ground. Stay on the ground. Because once they get in that fantasy world, you get in trouble. You get in trouble. You
Yeah,
know.
I think it's important to know the consequences behind, you know, uh, sad actions.
Yep. Bad
You know,
calculations.
you gotta know the consequences. That's first and foremost. Um, you know, it gets real stiff.
Definitely.
Shit
Definitely.
gets real stiff, and you just not gonna want to sit there and do all that time like that. You don't got to, you know. Right now, I think they're it's sad, but they're it's really like they want to make an example out of people. When it gets like that,
Yeah.
that's uncharted territory for that particular crime. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Yep.
times that we could do this and do that. There was a time you could get a slap on the wrist for a DUI. Motherfucker get 10 DUIs and shit.
uh, yeah.
Now,
Talking
they're
about a
just not
DW, you got
going for it.
shit. They're
You
putting
feel
that thing
me?
in your car. You got to have to blow just to turn the car on.
Yeah, So,
Yep.
and then you get caught drinking with when they put the interlock system, and then you get caught again. So now's the time with the dogs. It just so happened that we were able to see it. We're able to live the time. Where people will get 100 years
Oh yeah.
for rolling a dog and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you sloppy as fuck for one. Your girl could break in your fucking phone anytime she want.
Huh.
So what make you
The
think the
cloud.
motherfucking police
The
can't get
cloud
in?
is taking. Yeah. The cloud is taking
Yeah,
pictures and.
yeah, you a real one and all this shit. Your phone just so accessible. The police could just get in your phone anytime they want. You know what I'm saying? Like you such a real one. Like, yeah, I hate to see a fake one because you know what I'm saying? I mean,
Broomstick.
you feel me?
Mm.
So
But yeah, we just tapped in a little bit. We don't never want to give them too much. You
yeah,
never want to give somebody too much because you don't know how much they absorbed. This is the internet. So, sometimes people they catch 15 minutes or something and they be like, "Ooh, they was on there talking about dog fight." Like, wait a minute, dude.
man,
You didn't even listen to the whole thing.
yeah, I'm disgusted with the whole idea of dog fighting and everything, and just the
Sickening.
fact that they'll try to sweep you up under the rug even if you're not doing it. That's the part about me that I don't like about it. Just it's just like, okay, so I don't even really have to do this crime, but let them tell it. I'm breeding the dog for fighting. I ain't fought no dog in
Oh.
5 years. Something. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't
Hey,
rolled no dog, and you know what I'm saying, and
first thing they want to
half
say,
a decade and shit, but
they'll say it was yesterday.
still try to get you and say that, you know, you're not, we couldn't catch you fighting a dog, they give you that, but let's see if this one sticks, let's just see if we could
Uh,
just get him with
I
breeding it
found
for
I found
purpose.
a I found a pile of shit over here behind the air conditioning. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait a minute, come on, man.
Hmm.
You know how they be digging, but it's politics. That's why one day we're gonna open up the world politics and People are going to see why dogs are so important to the economic standing. You know what I mean? Think about how much dog food is bought every month in the United States. Think about how many veterinarians are in your city. You know what I'm saying? Like these things, it's a big business. It's a big business, and we have to figure out where does the dog man of the American Pit Bull Terrier stand now. We cannot stand with those weirdos talking about what you just said. Oh yeah, I'm gonna roll a dog, and all, you know, like get out of here. It's craziness. Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. That's
but
right.
like I said, this is the direction. ABPT Radio, the magazine, hit him on the IG. These new strategic directions. Buck City got a lane, and we have to support this lane by any means possible because this is the lane we could travel in. We might be able to. Hey, look, I think we're gonna scratch a bill ticket. I think we're
Oh
gonna
yeah,
scratch a bill ticket. I think somebody, and I was rooting for some other channels, but I'm just rooting for the overall idea of this platform. Like how you drop the link, That's the illest right there.
yeah.
Drop
Well,
the
you know,
link.
everybody ain't gonna be that real to sit up there and take that hard criticism. You know what I'm saying? Criticism is like kryptonite to some people. You know, some people they use it like it's pack pellets, you know, and then some people use it like it's kryptonite, right?
Yeah,
Like, you know, there ain't really nothing. If a confident man, just like a confident dog, you know, there's nothing that you can do to waver that immense confidence, you
that's
know.
right.
So really,
It's gonna step to the point.
yeah, 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 man, shit. You might as well step on me even harder because that shit,
Uh,
that shit don't bother me at all. Like I said, the shit that people say to you on the day to day, they think it's an insult. Man, I
yeah.
heard more of that shit at the dinner table growing up.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Just with my
Thank you.
brothers and sisters, just ranking on each other. You know what I'm saying?
A
Like,
lot, a lot of thin skin. A lot of thin skin nowadays. You
yeah,
know.
I really don't take it seriously at all. You
No,
know,
I
I mean,
can't.
I
I
always put
can't.
you in that buster category though. Like it's you can't get out of that once you're in it. You know, like
Yeah.
because a buster will do some real shit, but a real one won't do no buster shit. You know what I'm saying? So
You know what? That's real true. But then again, you got to remember, some of those busters, they don't even know that they're busters. They think it's okay. That's how
yeah,
it's sad. Like they think that somebody like me, that I'll be like, no, let's just fight about it then. They'll be like, no, man, I don't know, man. You just want to no. That's how I saw. You want to solve it your way. You gonna go tell on me. You gonna go, you know, do some story about me. Let's just fight it out, and then we can do it my way too. You got to do it your way. Why can't we do it my way? That was me when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? But once you get to a certain age, you like you said, it's almost like I heard better. We was jonesing each other at the dinner table. We was playing the dozen so hard.
yeah,
It's almost like you got to come with something better than that.
yeah.
You
You
know,
do, you do.
how many houses do you own, homie? You know what I'm saying? Do you got employees under you? Do you make sure people get paychecks so they can go feed their family and they can have good Christmases? You know what I'm saying? Like if you that person, well, I might take offense. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how that is when the tax man come around. But these regular these regular people, I don't even know how to say it anymore, but these regular people that haven't experienced life, that don't have any memories with 15, 20 different people. They only got memories with one or two people. They didn't take a hold of life early, so then it captivated them. and then it makes them just upset, and they're cramped, and they can't get out of these bubbles, and they don't even know how to go make new friends. You know what I'm saying? So
They
it's a
remember
nasty one.
everybody, but nobody remembers them. Ooh.
Ooh, depth,
Yeah.
depth.
Know what you mean,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah, that's that too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hey,
Insignificant. It takes time. Everybody was insignificant at one time, you
word.
know, but there was uh, you know, a eye of hope, you
you
know.
know, shit. But that's why I tried to. That's why I wanted to make sure that people know that we have to do these evaluations. You got and it's nothing wrong with evaluating yourself. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with evaluating what you've been doing for the last fucking 10 years. There's nothing wrong with that. Matter of fact, I think it's healthy. I try to evaluate myself at least every 5 6 months because I'm trying to make sure
Yes,
my
I do.
bitch is healthy,
Okay.
ready to drop another litter. You know. So it gets sticky on what people think is good for them. When somebody that knows what's good for them, maybe you should try that. Maybe this person's trying to give you that game and be like, "Hey, look, man, this makes me happy. This is how all my peoples is happy. Maybe you should try this." Something. You know, at least if they do try it, they can calculate it for themselves and be like, "Hey, man, they only gave me 2 points on the Richter scale. Okay, well then at least, hey, now I know. Now you know." But you have to put yourself to, the American Pit Bull Terrier is a challenging dog. No matter what somebody say, it's the most challenging dog to me. It's the most challenging dog because it's gonna whoop ass. It doesn't care about a pack. It doesn't care about oh, I can eat out the same bowl as this little guy. Hey, come on over here. It's not like that. It knows that it's a force. It knows that it has dominance, and it exudes this essence of power that, like I said, used to have an economic source. You know, and I was going to do some homework and look back on the average show in 1982 pulled in $22,000. Now, if you think about that, the average show was pulling in $22,000. That's a lot of fucking money. Like, I know people don't peep this, but now that you've erased that $22,000 out the economy, period, now it's zero. Oh my gosh, madness happened, and we have to get back on the right track. We have to stay on the right track. We have to figure it out, and please evaluate your dogs. Please look at their nails. Please cut their nails. Please, if you gotta throw them in the tub, spray them down, get the oatmeal, put it on them. This is not. These aren't things that you should be bitching about. These are the reason you evaluate something is to give it some kind of value. Evaluation, value. Like this is serious. Buck, you talked about how people don't value the American Pit Bull Terrier when they're puppies. Like they don't want to pay you no money. It's like it's crazy. And it's like, no, these dogs are worth every bit of the most expensive dog on this planet. Their value is far beyond what somebody could actually pay for them either too. So it's getting deep, man. It's getting deep. And I'm not against no other breeds. But I tell you what, still to this day, the American Pit Bull Terrier in my world reigns supreme. It always will. People say, "Well, what about the Barbaro and the German Shepherd and all that?" Dude, those dogs, They have no purpose in my life. So don't think I'm saying that those dogs aren't no good. I'm saying for the purpose that I am, and for what I am, for who I am, for what I do, for what I like to do. The American Pit Bull Terrier is the essence of what top tier is to me. That's all. And and some people are calculated different. Some of these channels, I tell you, some of these channels, their calculations are so far off. It's ridiculous. I was even gonna call in to somebody this other channel, and I said, you know what? I never will call into that channel. But when the homie let me hear what he was saying, I said, see, man, this shit is crazy. Because you see that they have no moral calculation. They don't have any. Zero. Their parents probably are so embarrassed that they had the kid. She was probably gonna go get an abortion that day, and she forgot. She just overslept, missed her appointment.
Damn.
Fucked it all up. You know what I'm saying? Like but this is what we're dealing with. And I just want this community to know that your platform is here for the educated calculations. I got to give you a shout out. I got to give you a shout out for the for the percentage. Some of that coefficiency stuff is kind of it gets sticky. It gets sticky. But I'm glad that you got people thinking.
When it's high, you got to be experienced.
You got to keep them thinking. You got to make them think. Like, yo, that should make them think.
Different type of shit. Like, what are you looking for? There might be certain consistencies that you need. One thing I'd say, everybody's yard got a different need. Like, what I need for my yard is not what you need for your yard.
Word.
That's a fact. And that's why you get all these copycat dudes. They try to just copy the sauce, and they're gonna die with the sauce. Just like Elon Musk say, go with this. They go with that. You know what I'm saying? Like those type of dudes. That's the early signs of kennel blindness.
Yeah. I've been wanting to ask. I've been wanting to ask you though. When you had I don't know if you did it personally, but Yellow Page come off that stanky leg, right?
Yeah.
How did you feel that Yellow Page was a bigger dog? Was she a bigger dog?
Nah, she was just cool, regular size.
Okay. So in hindsight, she wasn't gonna change the trajectory of how big or how small her and Mike's dogs were gonna be.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing significant. Like they weren't.
She was bigger than him though, right?
They weren't significantly small.
Okay. Most of that. Now I'm a Yellow Page fan. Because that's that Iceman. Ain't that Iceman's mama?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm an Iceman fan too. So, though that line to me, I think the dogs off of that Yellow Page and Mike. That's what I like too. I really liked. I liked how those dogs looked. But like I said, we don't know the trajectory of who's making them bigger, who's making them smaller. It look a little rangier. They get longer. We never know. But we gotta. Sometimes we just gotta ask the source. So I just wanted to ask you that. That's all.
Yeah. Well, they're both gonna give you bigger dogs. They're both gonna give you, average size. You can get some small ones depending on what you're doing. Then, like I said, when we fucking with that and tighter bred dogs, you typically can do a breeding and get some smaller size dogs, sometimes, when you're dealing with them tight blood, that tight blood all the time, the dogs can come out small. Like we did a little mayday back to a lynch doll, both of those coming off the Michael Myers singing bullet line. That's
Uh-huh.
one of five lines that I stamp if I had to. And it's doubled down on that. And then it's got all the Mayday, the War Pony 2, all the, what I'm saying? I mean, the dog gotta be, I want to say 30, 40, 50 times Mayday or something.
Good. Yeah.
Um, and so yeah, little Mayday's a big 70-pound dog, and Lynch doll, she could be a 45-pound bitch. She probably could hit 50 pounds if you're feeding her heavy. And but that doesn't necessarily mean that those pups are gonna be big, because
Uh-huh.
the they tighter. They're a little tighter.
Cause that singing bullet, that's a macho bear. That's that macho bear.
Yeah, it's a Alpo.
Okay, yeah.
Macho Bear is a little more. It's a little too broad. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay, yeah. Okay,
I like to
yeah.
narrow shit down to the simplest form. So out of the
So the War Pony
5,000
2.
Macho Bug strains that are out there, we went with the Alpo strain.
Okay.
You know.
So between the War Pony 2 and the Alpo, would you say that the War Pony 2, he was bigger than Alpo?
I like the Alpo, man. I thought Alpo was a game changer. My opinion. I would have did different with him if I would have had him. But that doesn't take away from what
You would have took him a different direction, or
yeah, I
you
would I
you
would have
would.
did different breedings with him. There's other things, that you could do with him, in my opinion. I mean, I've seen a lot of the breedings that they were doing with him. There's a lot of stud fees going down. So they were able to diversify and but the basic 1, 2, 3, was I just probably would have went different directions. I'm not saying nothing about the directions that it was or what it went, but you just got different ideas and different things. I got Alpo, when he wasn't famous. When I got singing Bullet, Alpo wasn't famous like that. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't
Yeah.
uh, just on everybody's radar. And then then later on it's like, okay, that shit's starting to get out here, starting to, get in a lot of hands. So
Uh-huh.
when
So
you do
Lynch, so
that,
Lynch dog,
it's
so
kind of
Lynch,
hard to keep
Lynch
track of.
dog kind of, yeah. So Lynch dog kind of took the kind of the new route. You know what I'm saying? Like she's more of the route before Singing Bullet, or I don't know. Like, see, I like how you said you would have did something different with Alpo. So that means,
Or if I had him,
yeah. So did it come to fruition that
and
the
singing Bullet,
Lynch
I just
doll?
bred her to Black Bear, and I pretty much bred her to Mike. I doubled up back, repeated, you know, uh, that's pretty much what she was. That's what I used her for. But if I had Alpo, right, that gives me more chances to curve it, because you got a male
So you could have
versus
took
a
it
kid.
to
You got to wait
Mike's
on.
mama. You could have took it to Mike's mama.
There was some sisters and stuff. She wasn't around. Mike's mom wasn't around, but I would have. It's just different shit I would have did with him. I probably would have crossed him up with some bolio shit. You know, just I would have did a
Mm,
lot of different breedings with him. Not to mention, because I haven't seen it really doing better than that Michael Myers singing bullet little duel they had. So yeah, I would have took it to a lot more Michael Myers shit. You know, just
yeah.
but hey, either here or there. You know,
Mm.
when you get the good ones, you get good dogs. You make the breedings. You try to make the impact. I want the dog to look good. I want to look good. Pretty much. I don't want no junk out there. I don't have to have junk. When you could get whatever you want and you know how to breed and shit like that. Like some people just know how to do shit.
Yeah.
Some people need a lot to for nothing. And some people can make nothing into a lot, you know.
Uh,
So that's what I am. I make a lot, I make a little bit into a lot, but I work with a lot at the same time. So I'm gonna change the game. Like you said, we're gonna do that fucking around because I'm gonna take a little bit into a lot, and then I'm gonna take a lot and turn it into a lot. For sure.
Bloop. Yep.
And most likely they're gonna get mad, and it's gonna be some cops involved and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it always boils down
That's
with
what
me.
it is. Yeah, that's exactly
You
what
know,
it
so
is. Every
I
time
try to
would be.
get big. I try to get mine. Let me get mine now, okay? And then it's a
Oh my
problem.
God.
It's a
Yeah,
big
man.
ass issue and shit. I'm trying to
Yeah,
line my pockets up. So you
yeah.
gotta just stay. You gotta be like a chameleon, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I switch up. I was doing
Never
that.
mind that.
Do this,
Yeah.
switch up. You know what I'm saying? We morphed. Oh, it's magazine. You know what I'm saying? We morphed from a motherfucker you trying to harass to now. You know what I'm
Color
saying?
book.
We're on the intellectual side. Like, okay, yeah, those good. Okay. Well, actually, we're doing positive shit. Like you can't never say that or try to question what I do with the dogs, or you can't never try to question, what is happening, and that like all this shit happens.
Yeah.
Try to interview people that been in trouble with these dogs, and you know what I'm saying. So, because we want to hear your side of the story. I mean, we know all the cookie cutter um, shit that they're gonna say about you. They're gonna say that your yard was bad, it's dirty. This and that. The dogs is chained up, no water. Like that. They say the same shit every time,
Cornball shit. Yeah.
but it's kind of because that's why I just want to just disappear because I can't be around so many dummies. I can't.
Exactly.
I can't. I'm gonna end up saying it. We're gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just that dude, man. I'm not gonna just be holding my tongue and shit. Like I don't fuck with dummies. I think
Word.
they dumb you down. Your brain's like a computer. The more dumb shit you absorb, the more dumb your ass gonna be. Period.
Word.
And it's just dummies that go for that dumb shit. Like I mean, at least they could write up a new thing, every time. Be
No.
genuine. Write up what
No.
happened. Don't say the
No.
same fucking shit in the last one.
Corn.
Oh, the
Cornball shit.
conditions were deplorable and and they were chained up and man, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. That man got some pit bulls. You think he's fighting them motherfucking dogs.
No.
Just keep it, just say what the fuck it is. Like, yeah, we didn't catch him fighting the dogs, but we just think it is. Like, say that. Don't say, oh, this is an ongoing investigation and there's going to be more evidence coming out later. Like, you just want
Bullshit.
them to believe that this shit is what you're saying.
Yeah.
And it don't be that. all the time. But you know what we do? We just surrender the dogs, and you know, motherfuckers, you know, they don't want to go up through there. You know, they don't want to go up through there because they scared. You know,
They
they
know
don't want to
better.
go up through there. They scared.
Hey, the world want to know about Baby Osiris. Is that frozen semen available? Is there price tags on it? Is this open market or is this all closed market? Private.
Baby Osiris is still alive. You
Okay,
know, so
okay.
we could definitely open up some of that market. You know what I'm saying? We could open up some of that market to serious people though. A lot of times it'd be some fucking bullshit. Everybody, you know, just on some future shopping shit, you know.
No, you got to have the moolah. You got to have the money. See, and I know sometimes you'd be like, well, scratch away. No, you got to have the money. Like, we can't play tire kicker. Like, I don't like tire kick. I like, when is the money gonna be here? Is it 6,000 for a Baby Osiris semen? I
No,
mean,
Michael Myers, 6 bands, Bitcoin
okay,
only.
okay. So Mike's is 6. Osiris is 5,500. You dig?
Well, no, I could hook you up for Osiris. He's still alive. You know, if a motherfucker really was serious, you
So if a
know,
nigga, so the homie will drive the bitch to him wherever we gotta go.
and your bitch was ready to stick and everything. Yeah, we could talk some good numbers.
Yeah, we got the hotel room there already, so we gonna
You
be
wanted
there
some
for 3.
semen or something, and, you know, maybe you wanted a couple breedings, you know what I'm saying? So you could lock that shit
Yep.
in, pull it out for, you know, in 10 years or pull it out
Well,
in
that's the
9
next.
years.
That I ain't gonna lie to you. That look like what everybody's voting on for the next cross. That's what everybody voting on. I didn't, and I wasn't trying to go there, but that's that. Ain't that the crow? That's the crow stuff, right?
Yeah, that's Crow. Back to Mike.
Shit.
Epic cross. First time that cross ever was done.
Yeah, that's yeah, you got the original first times is what I like to be a part of. Because after somebody do it 50 times, then it's like, come on, man,
Well,
stop
you
it.
don't know which one is what. You know, it's just the, like I said, the
But that
copycatters, you know, that's, you know, you doing it just because you saw somebody else. I mean, that's good. Try shit. I've done it. You know, I've done breedings like that, but I didn't base my whole fucking yard off of what the next man said. You know what I'm saying?
exactly,
That's like, you
and
know, sometimes you got to have a mind of your own, you know?
and I think you were the first one to have that crow blood. I don't know if you remember that, but you kind of hinted you was the first one to have it in the mic.
Oh, for sure.
So that's
That's not
no wait
even
a minute.
debatable.
Okay, that's not even debatable.
Yeah, that's not even debatable. Like I was the first one, period. You know, I got that crow shit back when it was like now, you know, you might see stuff watered down and, you know, you got this shit here or there, most dudes wouldn't even, well, I wouldn't say most, but a lot of dudes, you know, they probably would never see that shit if it wasn't for me. You know, I ain't trying to stun either, but
No, it's still time. It's
sometimes
still time
it's
because
that
somebody
type
tried
of
to pull it across.
closeness
I
doing that
told them to
shit to you.
stop.
Because some people are they're just gonna collect whatever comes to them. You know, they'll
Yep,
go out, they make a little, one couple little outside of the box type of purchases or something, you know what I'm saying? But pretty much they're gonna stay to their comfort zone and just kind of get what comes to them. You know, their yard's gonna be built like that. And then some people are actually gonna go out and get everything that they want. Like if you want that, you get that, because it's easy to look at a bunch of shit that you want, but you don't never get none of it. You know what I'm saying? That's real easy to do. You know what I'm saying? So a difference is like anything you just wake up one day, you just want that, then you get that, right?
Exactly.
That's not, we didn't have no limitation. I think that's why the yard it was a magical yard. I mean, I can go down the roster. I mean, that shit, man, that was the best yard. No, there was nobody that had a better, diverse, better yard, period. I don't care. We could talk, we could do whatever. And a lot of them dogs, them dogs that we could talk about and they could bring up, them fucking dogs wasn't really producing that good.
There was
A lot
garbage.
of
Yeah.
them, they wasn't. So that just furthermore solidifies it, that, the stock was there, everything was there, the game
Yep.
room was there, everybody was there,
Bring that bag. Yeah.
they
Bring
love it.
that bag.
They love it. So nah, man, we just like building good shit. I think it's got to do with your personality, like the type of person you are. And this is what I learned dealing with these dogs and the people that I bumped into. Some of the guys that I met dealing with these dogs. If you're a piece of shit, you just a piece of shit. You got to go change up, switch it up right away and start with integrity and just start being loyal and just practice integrity every day for fucking 40 years, or I don't know how you're gonna get
Or that
that
one will
shit
catch
off
up
of
to
you
you
once it's
and
on
pick that
you. I don't know
motherfucker
how
off,
to get
though.
that shit off of you,
Yeah.
but
Well,
I
there's that
met
one.
some real good people in these dogs, and one thing they had in common, is they had a really good quality of life, um and the type of things that they collected was on another type of level. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Word.
Like, um, just like, you know what I'm saying? Like paintings and
Cause they like,
some of the
cause they
guys
like
on
about
these dogs,
$5,500 crossbows. Yeah.
yeah, they got shit that, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
know, wake up looking
Must
at, $15,000 sculptures and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
that's some
Well,
real shit.
That's how I feel about Baby Osiris. I voted for him. Shay and them, they voted for. It was almost unanimous that because you got to figure out how you're gonna move into the future. In his evaluation, we talked about that tonight. He seems like the best evaluated, and of course, there's many, many dogs out there, but to kind of be in the loop, I'm gonna put it out there, and I'm gonna put my 2 cents on it. I think Baby Osiris is the best campaign dog in the year 2022, 2023, 2024. You know what I mean? Like, I think he's the and this is just my opinion. I don't know too much about that crow shit. I thought I knew about the Villy shit until this crow shit touched there. So then, 7, 8 years later, here we are with this Baby Osiris who is coming off the Michael Myers. And his mama, who's his mama? His mama's what? That Croatina?
Yeah,
That
Croatina.
Croatina, which is a part of just, excellent, excellent background. So I'm not trying to tell somebody they don't know what they're talking about or they don't see it, but I think Baby Osiris is the kind of male that you were talking about. Remember we were talking about how you want the dog to have a certain kind of criteria to go breed with. I think he's gonna throw, so you know what I mean? Like, he's that dog that I think that you were talking about, in my opinion, that I heard. That's the male stud I'm looking for. that's the dog I'm looking to produce quality fucking dogs. I think he's that dude.
Well, I tell you, there's 4 sons of Mike that I got direct access to right now, and all of them are producing extremely well.
You got
Um,
4.
all of them underbred though. All of them underbred,
You
and
got
all of them,
4?
yeah, direct sons. Yeah, between Iceman is Iceman will be 7 in August. He's the
Hmm.
youngest.
Okay, yeah. Iceman's a younger, yeah. And I didn't want to take nothing away from him. I wasn't trying to take nothing away from him. I like that dude. He's cool. He's cool.
You got Hannibal Lecter, 75% Michael Myers. Michael Myers back to his daughter. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I mean,
That's a
it's
nasty.
real
That's a
heavy.
nasty.
It's real
That's
heavy
nasty.
metal. And then the bitches too. You know, you got Trap Dog Mafia. You know, like Mafia's Iceman's littermate sister. You know, she's still around. Um, sauce packs here, there, sauce packs, crossing it up. You know, you're able to do what you could do because you got the leverage. You got enough bread the way that you want that you can take them different directions. So, you know, at that point, it's just everything you've built up or rebuilt up or whatever, you know, and you're just going through sifting. But I knew Michael Myers was one of those type of dogs, and I don't want to just brag and everything. You know, that dog is a life changer. That dog changed my life. You know, a lot of people can't say
Right,
that.
right.
A lot of people didn't own a dog that literally changed their fucking life. You know, we could. I mean, we don't even have to talk about it because I'm not even the type that even give a fuck about he who believes me or who
I
Like I'm
think
a
he's
real
done that. I think he's
I'm the
done that.
definition of a real
I
fucking
think
man.
he's done that with everybody, though. That's what's crazy about it. That's why I feel like he made tracks so big that you had to say, what tracks are these?
Well, he outproduced everybody, bro. You know, I mean, I seen a lot of fucking dogs, bro. I saw a lot of them come and go. A lot of good dogs, Cole, over the last 10 years, and you know what I'm saying. And we saw a lot of motherfuckers, bro.
I wish you had seen Gummy Bear.
And
You didn't get to see Gummy Bear.
you know,
But no, I want that. I think that Osiris, that baby Osiris, is another footprint in the game that will solidify the bottom. Like I'm sold on the top because it's that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sold on the top, but that bottom, I'm not sold on that yet. I don't know what that shit is. You know, it looks super,
oh, you
but
talking about the crow?
yep. But if I see Ricketts,
Oh no, they ain't not
if
one. Matter
I
of fact,
see
there
some
was
guy,
there was
got
one that my one of my partners got, but I don't
damn.
know, man. I don't think he I ain't gonna lie. He got one. He got a bitch,
Damn it.
and that
No, that's just
I
life.
don't know. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
And just
She
if
was
you
on
don't
them. She was on
correct
them
that
stairs.
shit right away
Yeah, she was
and
playing
do
on them
something
stairs
about
too
it and
much.
be active about it, it
Yeah,
could
she
turn
playing on
out
them
to be
stairs.
a permanent thing. But nah, those dogs stand up straight. And I can't talk about the litter mate that I don't use anyway. I got to talk about that perfect specimen, and that's baby
Exactly.
Osiris. That's Croatina 3. That's baby Osiris's litter mate. That's Jigsaw's mama. That's Doc Holliday's mama. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah. Now
All
you
that
know.
that
Yeah, I'm a
strain.
fan of the Jigsaw. I'm a fan of the Jigsaw too. I'm a fan
Yeah,
of that. That
Jigsaw,
that
that's
was my
Ezekiel K.
first. That was my first one. That Jigsaw shit, man. That sucker right there. Ugh.
Yeah.
But and then when I seen the picture, I couldn't really see it. I don't know why people don't just get better pitch. Remember how you said that if you're gonna take a picture, make sure you're taking the best picture you can. I think a lot of people forget that you could take away from what a dog really looks like if you take a bad picture. Like you could look at so you'd be like, he really don't even look like that. But when I
Right.
seen that picture of that jigsaw, I said, okay, I can see him. I can see him. Now, I haven't really seen a good picture of baby Osiris. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for a real good picture of him. But damn, that's a good spread. So the Zika Day, wait a minute. No, Zika Day is not that crow?
Digga Day is Jigsaw and Doc Holliday's sister.
Okay.
You know, getting it in for real, for real. You know,
Wow. Yeah.
for real.
A little
Them
black
dogs
nigga.
just for real, man.
That
Real dog.
little black. That black sucker look righteous though. He look righteous. I just like to lift up his digits. Sometimes, there's just certain things I look at,
Real dogs. Real dogs.
Yeah. And I hope that you don't take no more than 21 minutes to explain that motherfucking Eli dog day shit. I heard you talk about that the other day. Don't even waste your time telling you they ain't got no Eli dogs. Eli's dead. That shit is dead. That shit is dead. There's no Eli, nothing. And I told people if you ain't got litter mate, brother, sister breedings off of that, and it came into something that goes down the line, which nobody has, I'd be like, well then, dude, you didn't even start out with a good percentage of the dog. That's the best percentage you can start out with is his two children mating. That's the best. It's the best you can get, and then you come down off of that. It's just gonna go down and down and down. So I don't know. That Eli is pitiful, pitiful subject. Fuck with this Osiris.
Yeah, the Eli, man, my thing is they
Because
don't
I'm
know
ready.
that.
I'm
Just
ready
keep
to
it real
attack.
about
I'm ready to attack some of these Russian lines. I got into it the other day with Velada. I told him, I was like, dude, we'll smash you guys. I said, you get your homeboys, you come up, come up to the panel. You guys can talk about your dogs over there. We don't know what y'all over there doing, but at least you can, you know, tell us what's popping. So that's why. And he said, you ain't got Osiris. You guys don't understand. I said, dude, shut your ass up. They don't know what we got over here. I'm like, come on, man, stop it. But see, those are dogs that they worship. You see what I'm saying? They worship those dogs, and their tickets to get those kind of dogs over there are outrageous. You see what I'm saying? They take that shit for real over there. So if you ain't got, what would it be in? It'd be like $17,000. If you ain't got $17,000, you can't even talk to some of them kennels over there. But like I said, here's a baby Osiris right here with the gene pool. With the gene pool looking like $1,000,000. So strategy is coming. Strategy is coming. And shout out to all my Russian homeboys, all my Croatian homeboys. You know what I'm saying? We got the Albanian boys. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, you know how I get down. It's all love, but it's almost time you guys come on and step up. We got to hear it. We got to hear what y'all talking about. We got to hear what y'all talking about.
Mm-hmm. 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 And them hounds, everybody looking good nowadays, They get up in maturity. You actually get to see what's up. You get to enjoy the dogs and just see how long you can let them live for. How long will they produce? Osiris himself, I think he probably got to be about 8 years old now.
I just got the phone call. Okay, check this out. Okay, here you
Getting
go,
up.
Buck City. You ready?
Yeah.
The camp want to know what is going on with Marisol. Ooh!
Marisol. I don't know. Marisol, I ain't talked to
fell off,
Native Gold
fell
in a
off the
long
map.
time.
Fell off the map. Fell off the map. Hey, that's how it is. It's the dog game, man.
No, you said
Here one,
Marisol.
here one day, gone the next.
Nah,
That's all it is.
Marisol's still around.
Oh, hey, we don't know.
Or I mean, last time I checked.
But it's native golds Marisol.
Native Gold. I don't know. Could be.
Or is it dirt road?
It could be Dirt Roads.
You know, because it's
I
all
don't know if
Sansa.
it's working now.
Well, it's all Sansa. I mean, come on now. I try to play dumb as much as I can, so it don't even sound right. You feel me? This is part of the game that we trying to make sure these niggas understand. Like, dude, you're not supposed to know what you don't need to know. So then, when they come for you, at least you can say, "I don't know."
Yeah, man.
But I just wanted to salute Native Gold as usual. He's a part of the situation. People they was asking me, who's that dog on the front page? And I don't like explaining things to people. I want you guys to read the magazine, get in
You
depth,
got bred
figure it
to a
out.
pro dog if that, gives you a little, that kind of, it flatters me. Like she got bred back to a crow dog. So that lets you know that what you're doing, you're an influence, you're a major influence. Um, when it comes to that and selection, and people want to do the crosses that you do, but we want to do the cross that Ronald Boyles was doing, or what I'm saying, like they want to do the cross that Buck City was doing. You know what I'm saying?
I want to
And a
see it.
hater will be mad because nobody want to do the cross that he's fucking doing. You see what I'm saying? Like, why the fuck you
Yeah.
get mad at me? Because motherfuckers don't want to do the bullshit chicken shit ass cross that you want to do.
That's the real. That's the real.
Yeah. So now I love that, man. She got crossed back to a crow dog. Like I said, in this picture right here, you see that's when that cross was invented.
Yeah.
That's one of the offspring right there. And the rest is history. That dog's a great dog, produce great dogs that produce great dogs.
Word. A
So
double down.
it's thorough through. If I had to throw everything away and that's all I had was him right there, shit, let's go. I'm not tripping. I put breed him with some shit. I'll take him this way, take him that way. Maybe somebody had some sauce, maybe they didn't, but the offspring, I got semen, I could really be right back in the game in no time, you know.
Would
It's
you would you would you would you fuck with the Hannibal? No, I liked Hannibal. I still think he's not.
Hannibal's nice. Hannibal's producing really good. Hannibal, he's producing some good dogs for the little bit of breedings he got. Like you got dogs out here, they 3 years old and got all the
70,
height,
70 fucking dollars.
breeding like a motherfucker. Breeding like a motherfucker. You 3 years old, two
God
years old, and got motherfucking 7 breedings, and you bred them 8
damn.
times. They all probably didn't take, but you got 6 litters off this motherfucker.
Damn.
Then you got a motherfucker,
And 6 different bitches too. Don't even know what, what I'm saying? Like, damn.
they 8, 9 years old and don't got that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So that's how you know shit ain't really producing. Everything looks good. I could have the worst dog on my yard, and I could take a good picture of that dog, and a motherfucker would think that dog is something. You see what I'm saying? You think that the dog is something because
Mm-hmm.
he's barking in the picture, just like this one right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, let me get
Letting
him.
off.
Like, man, get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
Build a legacy, man. That's what you could do. If you can't do nothing else, do that, because that's how people know it's real. Let other people be successful with your shit. You feel me? I think that's
Not
the
just you.
ultimate flex. It's even more flexing than me just telling you that I got a bunch of good dogs, but you actually see other people that, it's like motherfucking heroin, man. They can't get rid of that shit.
It ain't
It'd be like hoarders,
call it
intervention and shit. Like,
blue
you
magic.
gotta have an intervention with this motherfucker. Like, hey, man, get rid of the mic dogs. Like, no, I can't. I just can't. So I know what
3
it
yards
is,
off.
bro. And that's probably how Pat Patrick felt when he had fucking polio, bro. I mean, that's probably exactly how he fucking felt, bro. It comes with the haters. They talk behind your back. Motherfuckers that you did shit for, they talk behind your back. Everything is the same. That's why I see people talking shit about Pat Patrick, and I just be like, damn, maybe some of this shit is true, but it's just kind of
Nope.
fucked up how all you motherfuckers came up under him and benefited off of him, but you got so much shit to say about him. That's crazy. So I guess he wasn't a bad guy when you were
Using
sucking
him.
up the blood. You know what I'm saying? You
Exactly.
sucking up the
Yeah.
fucking blood. But then once you
When the
got what
well
you
went
needed,
dry.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
They don't know that nigga no way. He owe me $20, man. He owe me $15.
Yeah, I don't buy that shit. But yeah,
Like,
motherfucker probably was a piece of shit, but I still don't buy it. It's like, damn.
yeah. But,
Maybe there was 2 sides to this. You just want to hear the other side of the story.
yeah.
Yeah, we heard that side, but let's hear this other side of the story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like how you ran that one. You did run one on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That part. Baby Osiris, man, come get that sauce. I'll lock in.
Yeah, I
about
think
5
good
grand.
campaign.
You gotta pay with Bitcoin though, only. That means you gotta pay with Bitcoin. I'm not fucking around. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
I'm not the whole Bitcoin.
Motherfucking currency.
You feel
He
me?
told y'all to come with that currency.
Yeah, come with the currency.
Damn.
Come with it. I don't want no bullshitters. I know he ain't tired kicking and shit. He ready to drop that Bitcoin. I know he's not bullshitting. There's so many bullshitters. It takes the fun out of this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, you really gonna bullshit me, huh?
Over the work though, like, come on now. Like,
I'm giving you
you
that
got
sauce.
Yeah, you got to get to work,
You
man.
hitting the sauce, man. Like I said, I built a whole legacy around this dog. This dog's worth every bit of 25K. You know, motherfucker. If a motherfucker bought this motherfucker for 25K and you had the right bitches around him, that would be a good investment.
Yeah.
You know, you'd be
Okay,
shitting
you
in
just
tall
heard it.
cotton.
APBT radio, you just heard it. 25 yams.
You'd be shitting in tall cotton, you know, and I'd be mad.
Bring
I'd be
them
like, fuck, I don't want to let him
yams.
go. But he is old. I mean, he ain't old, but yeah, he's old.
Baby
But
Osiris is over
he's
6.
in great shape though. Yeah,
How
he's
old is
over.
he? He's about
He's
about
about
8.
8.
Yeah, about 8. Okay. Well, I'm
But
rooting
like I
for
said,
him.
if you had the right bitches, that investment would be good. Like 5 bitches. If you have 5 bitches and you drop 25,000, you would definitely be shitting in tall cotton.
Word.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You shitting in tall
Whop,
cotton,
whop, whop, whop.
you know.
Everyone to come out.
And you're gonna have plenty of good dogs that you could be like, oh yeah, oh
Uh,
yeah, oh
you just
yeah.
hold that little motherfucker when he's little and be like, man, I'm just gonna hold this one. Yeah.
Or you gotta do it like Mike. You know, I went and got straws right away, you
Yeah.
know, got straws right away, bred them right away, you know.
Yeah.
I got my
Yeah.
5
Captured the
breeders
moment.
in quick. You know, I got my 5 breeders. I wasn't bullshitting.
No, you're not
You
supposed to.
know,
You
we
gotta
tried
go
one,
ahead.
it didn't take. And then I think there was one bitch I just let go out because, you know, I was just basically missing. I don't know why the fuck I missed that one. But then we just started plugging him and I knocked 5 bitches up. They were all knocked up before the first one dropped. They were all knocked up. You feel
Word.
me? Plus semen in the bank. So my investment was already secure. You know, the investment was going to be secure, you know, no matter what a motherfucker thought. You know, that's when you make those type of moves, you got to be diligent, man. You got to know, you got to have a plan and you got to stick to it. And I knew that if I got that semen and bred those 5 times, that motherfucker could die the next day. I'm good. You see what I'm
Yup.
saying?
Life goes
And
on.
it so happened that, you know, he just kept living. You know, motherfucker just kept on living. I kept getting more semen and kept breeding his ass more. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
So the rest is history. You know, pretty soon you taking him back to his daughters and shit. And, you know, double bred. I took him back to one of his double bred daughters, you know, and made a triple bred, Mike.
Yeah.
Triple, you know, 80,
Yup.
87.5%, you know, just
You're acting up.
shitting
You're acting up with it.
crazy though.
Nice.
You feel me? So now we just love what the offspring are doing. Pretty soon these males are gonna be gone. Osiris, he's not gonna be alive forever. Iceman, he's not gonna be alive forever. You know, he's not like the 19-month-old stud that these clowns be out here breeding and shit, these young ass dogs and shit. You know, they're not those guys. Hannibal, he's 9 years old too. You know, I think
Yeah.
Hannibal will be 9 years old in fucking May. I think
Yeah, see,
in
I don't
May,
need that.
Hannibal.
That one. He's tight too. He's tight. He's tough. He's up there too.
You know, he's up there.
He's
He's
like
up there.
over. He over 60. He got to be over 60% tough.
He's 75.
God.
He's 75% Mike.
God.
Yeah, he's 75. So if you take one more, like if I took Mike, well, I do got his sister, but if I took Mike back to his sister, that'll be 87.5.
Okay, now, yeah. Now you gonna get a nigga in trouble. You
You
gonna get
know.
somebody in trouble.
And then and it's
Get
I mean,
somebody in
you see what
trouble.
it's doing. You see all the consistency of all the pups and everything that you're getting. You see that with your own eyes. This is not something that you're just evaluating over a couple years. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
You just get dogs
ASAP.
already selling pups off of dogs and shit that they ain't even had for 2 years and shit. They don't know shit about these dogs. Nah, man. Nah, man.
You said the
You
pure
know.
product.
Well, it's got to be good, or you're not gonna keep it. We're not gonna keep some fucking bullshit, especially when there's standards and shit. You know, you 8 years old. I don't give a fuck. You better be out at attention, like this boy right here. You know, you better be at
You,
attention and athletic and everything at 8. You know what I'm saying? And looking good, ready to go to a dog show. You know, looking
you,
splendid. You know, that's what I'm talking about. Good genetics. Dogs look actually younger than they actually are. You
uh,
know, that is a trait that these dogs have. And I don't want to hear everybody talking about their dog does that now. Because that's what these bitch ass niggas be doing. Now all of a sudden,
mm,
Fuck City said, now your bitch ass dog do that too.
oh,
Like, no,
my dog
motherfucker,
do that too.
get your motherfucking hoe ass out of here.
I just said it. I
Oh,
just
my
told
dog,
y'all about it.
nah, but get your bitch ass out of here.
Uh,
Get your bitch ass. That's why I swear I'm getting up off of here forever, man. Getting up off here forever, dog. Because I just can't. I can't do it. I
yeah,
can't.
what?
Too many
Hey,
idiots.
that's. But you've had. This is what I tried to say about the platform you got. You done spun the block. You came back for them, and now they trying to change your blue magic. It's crazy. It's
Somebody
crazy.
said, man, the misinformation that's going on these platforms.
it's, man, it's sick, man. It's sick.
It be dudes that, I
It's
mean,
sick.
I ain't gonna say unfortunately, but dudes be looking up to these guys in this community and shit. You know what I'm saying? These dudes, and I guess they probably think I'm just fucking crazy for talking to these guys like this. Well, no, I'm
Shit
not
is
crazy.
hilarious.
I'm just thorough.
Shit is
You
hilarious,
you just
though.
can't tell me any fucking thing. Like I'm a fucking dummy. And I never been in these fucking dogs before.
It's
You know,
hilarious.
that's something you can't do. That's not me. You can't do that to me.
But it's almost like they feel upset and they can't admit it. Like, just admit y'all are upset because the experience that they're able to give is only like 2%. And you give a master class. So it's like kicking, it's like fighting kids, man. Like, get off me.
Yeah.
It's like fighting kids. The cops.
They
The
I
cops,
heard
nigga.
and I ain't even gonna, it is what it is, man. It's,
PK. That's what I'm saying. Posse. So, no.
Ah!
That
So
shit is legendary. Don't care what nobody say.
somebody said,
They missed it, boy.
matter of fact, man, the fuck it, man. The cat's out the bag, man. Fucking, it's fucking going hard.
Uh-oh.
Going
Uh-oh.
hard said, I heard the video, man. They said that Victor Acart bred Karada. I don't want to have to go get the timestamp, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute. Which one?
This is crazy. It's crazy. I heard that. I said, damn. And so, and then you got dudes. Nobody's going to contest that dumb shit, though. Nobody's going to say anything.
Where, though? Reddit where? Where was he when where were they?
On their video. They made a video the other day.
No, where was Vic? Where was Big Vic when he did this when? He was where?
Well, I'm not saying this dumb shit, so you can't ask me those questions. I'm not saying this dumbass shit.
Wow, I
wouldn't
never
hear that dumbass shit come out of my mouth.
I wouldn't even ask. I'd be like, man, I don't know nothing about that. That don't sound right. I don't know though.
You
He
know.
just said that on the show, like lately.
See,
Nigga, I'm
this
about
is
to
the shit
call
I be talking about
Jesse.
too.
Jesse gonna be like, nigga, don't call me about that shit. Hey,
I'm just
hang up.
saying, bro. Like, what the fuck? How are we just saying anything on streams?
Oh my
Like, that's
god,
just the
because
dumbest shit I ever fucking heard, dog. And it's just because I'm gonna show you why people say this dumb shit. Let's look at Karada's fucking pedigree. That's Karada.
oh, see, wait a minute. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Man, come on, man.
No, I don't know about that. He bred him, but where'd he do it at? I just need to know what vicinity of the world he was in.
So yeah, you got your Southern Kennels right here. You got your Southern Kennels shit right here. And then you got this dog, it says A carts Tonka, right? So they're just thinking just because this is A carts Tonka, and usually, if this is the bitch right here, whoever's the bitch is, a lot of times that is the case that they bred the dog. But A cart didn't own this dog or none of these.
No, they will do. No, I just say where'd he do it at? I just want to know where he did it at. I'll know if it's even half true. If a motherfucker say Connecticut or you know what I'm saying, nigga, give me a
And
where'd
this
he do
dog,
it at?
I don't even know when these dogs got bred together. I don't even know if Victor still owned this dog, Clyde, which
Oh
I
my
heard
gosh!
was a piece of shit. I heard
Oh
Clyde was a
my
piece of
god!
shit. I did.
Oh my
So
gosh!
that
I
just
don't.
because I used to like him. I look how he look and shit. I was like, man, I like him. Back in the day. They posted this shit in 2001. So yeah, in
That's all
2001,
love. Yeah.
when I saw this motherfucker, I was like, yeah, that motherfucker, I like him. He looked
You
good.
said he
But
bred
I heard
Colorado.
somebody bought this dog. He came to the States.
Got his ass whooped.
Motherfucking piece of shit, bro. Straight up.
Damn. Probably had a bad trip here too and
And
everything.
that's not saying that he don't have a genetic ability. Plus, he is bred tight and then crossed up with all this other shit. The shit that went on. Of course, there's a lot of sharpening iron and shit. But Victor didn't breed this fucking dog, man. We gotta stop this dumbass shit, dog. I'll go get the clip. If I had to get the clip, I'll get the clip.
Oh my god! Don't even do it.
And I ain't gonna
Don't
do it now.
even do it. You still got to run back to Crooks and Castles. You still got to do that one back, nigga. That's a classic.
No, I'm done. I'm done. These claims with this YouTube shit, I'm done, bro.
This shit is hilarious.
That's not even.
Because I told you somebody's gonna do a spinoff on your channel, and it's gonna be the bomb. You're gonna see. Somebody's gonna do a spinoff on all your videos.
They
gonna.
I'm not gonna have shit to do with it.
Oh my God.
I tell you, man. I'm gonna let them, man. I'm gonna be so humble about it.
Oh my God.
That's what you want. That's what you want, man. You got it. But nah, this dog was not bred by fucking Victor Acart, bro. And there's a lot of people that was watching that show, and they nobody said nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's just.
Are you sure he said that though? He probably didn't say it like that. He probably said, "Look at this dog."
Don't do that.
He probably said, "Look at this dog."
No, don't
bred
do that.
by he. You know what I'm saying?
No, don't do that.
Vic come out there and lift the weights on your ass like, hey, what did you see? You're like, nigga, I ain't say nothing. I ain't said nothing. He said he thought.
Nah, fuck that.
He said
it'd be a bunch of that bullshit. That's why I don't be watching that shit.
It's
because
hard
it's a
nowadays.
whole bunch of repetitious bullshit that's
Yeah,
irrelevant. You know what
it's
I'm
hard
saying?
nowadays. It's
Motherfuckers got to come to YouTube to learn how to dog fight. You just
oh my
a
god, oh my
scary
gosh,
punk ass dude anyway.
oh my gosh.
I'm gonna just be real with you, and I don't condone and no activities or nothing like that. But if you got to come to YouTube to learn how to
Mm,
fight a dog, you a scary motherfucking bitch anyway.
mm,
Straight up,
damn,
straight up, straight up, homie.
like that.
You a motherfucking scary bitch anyway.
Damn.
Because you should be you, and I'm not saying this shit like I'm promoting it, but you should have been out there on the blacktop getting your feet wet.
Yeah, let him go. You gonna let him go?
What the
Tell him let
fuck
him
you
go.
need YouTube for? What the
Damn.
fuck do you need YouTube for? Nothing. What the fuck do you need YouTube for? So motherfuckers could tell you about all the shit that they didn't have.
Mm,
Ain't nobody really on here got no program that they got that's significant that we really can
mm.
say that is something. Come on, man. And just having dogs and breeding them and shit, that's not a program.
I heard that.
That's a dumpster fire.
That's right.
Okay. So sometimes I gotta come through and flex. That's why you gotta hit the fucking button. God damn it.
Ding,
What
ding,
the
ding.
hell? What the Heliante? What the Halliburton? I talk that shit, boy. Talking that shit. You know how we do. But I mean I'm tired of hearing what other motherfuckers had. Oh, him and this guy and this guy. Man, who the fuck are you? Goddamn Don Lemon? Who the fuck? Woo! Hey man. Don't fuck with Buck. Talk that shit. You know. Ain't no excuse. Ain't no motherfucking excuse. You wasn't strong enough. You didn't have enough mind power and willpower to create your own bloodline, to continue a bloodline, to have your name synonymous with a bloodline, to the will to have the bloodline still be here today. You didn't do shit for the community. If you can't give me no dog from that old shit you getting up here talking about, you can't give me no dog off that shit. You ain't doing shit. Because a motherfucker don't need to learn how to fight dogs on motherfucking YouTube. So I'm sorry to bust your fucking bubble. You know what I'm saying? Samuel Q. Oh, you got that damn swastika up there, huh? Yes, sir. Hey, man, smack that like button. Smash that like button. We go raw from the jaw. Everybody can't handle this type of talk. It's that hardcore. We might delete this one. We might fuck around and delete this fucking video. Shit.
Yeah.
Feel me, Wings?
Got him. Got him.
A motherfucker missed this
Got
one. You
him.
just missed this one, motherfucker.
Got
Because you
him.
ain't getting no fucking game anyway, motherfucker.
Huh.
Hey, call in, you punk ass Samuel.
Oh
Call
man,
in,
we got.
punk ass Samuel.
I told you about these 3-year-olds.
Hey, fucking Samuel. Call in while you talking shit.
Yeah, call in. Tell what you gotta say. Speak up. Gotta hear you, man. Gotta hear you. Some people, just now learning English. They want to try it out. Call in. Just got into dogs last week. Call in.
Come on, Sammy. Don't spam the chat with that bullshit. Ain't nobody on that right now. You can call
Hold on,
in.
let me look. What's going on?
Don't spam the chat if you want, man. You can call in, cuss us out. You can say racial slurs. You can do whatever you want, but just don't spam the chat, brother. That's all I ask, brother. He about to get blocked. One more comment out of you, you're blocked, Samuel. Everybody say goodbye to Samuel.
Where is Samuel at? Let me see.
Everybody say goodbye to Samuel. We're gonna delete this Buster. We deleted that Custer. Everybody say bye to Samuel.
Damn, I missed it. Samuel, if you want, go make another YouTube account, waste your time,
SBS,
and then come back.
SBS, what up? What up?
Okay, Samuel. Damn. No. Bitch ass Samuel.
Yeah.
Try be. It's crazy how this world works, though. Not saying that I got the best dogs, but I believe in what I'm doing is a good thing. I believe in my Saturday classes. I believe when I got in my trouble, I was out here acting a fool, being stupid, young and dumb, but I hope people see that you're giving people a chance to correct their behavior.
That's
really,
right.
this is a real big deal that I think people take so fucking for granted. Like, dude, this is huge. Just to even have something, and hey, maybe just like I used to say, this game might not be for you. So if you're listening and he's spamming like Sam and his auntie, they sitting up lonely, they ain't got nobody, no conversation. I can dig it. I understand, but it's a big deal. This is a big deal. Magazine and everything. We're gonna try to touch down in Barnes and Nobles. Got 2 other bookstores. We're gonna try to make sure this magazine can see a shelf. And then also, and you brought up, we're going to try to tap into the prison system.
Yeah.
I think that's another good one.
Yeah, that's a good one because you could just get the homies to order that right away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, we ain't really talking about much. Just ending up. Ween was cooking on
my phone about to burn out, and I'm out here with the puppies and shit.
Oh yeah, tap in, man. I'm gonna probably wrap it up and you know what I'm saying.
Okay, damn. I should just beat
APBT magazine, man. APBT worldwide.
Tell them keep it a buck at all times.
Keep it a buck. We going in.
Hey, Buck City, I appreciate the platform. APBT Radio. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do it again. The game room. I got to get back to it real time.
Get up in the back street. We'll get up.
Word. One.
All right, brother. Hey, man. Salute everybody.
This ain't just a magazine. It's a movement. The American Pit Bull Terrier. Real dogs, real yards, real history. From legendary bloodlines to modern breeders, keeping the flame lit. Yard spotlights, breeding knowledge, controversy, culture. This is for the ones who walk it like they talk it. No fluff, no fakes, just dog man, dog woman, and dogs. Grab your issue now. Support the culture. because the legacy don't live online, it lives in print.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, tap in, man. Get that magazine. Support what we got going on. Hit that Amazon. Type in APBT magazine or just type in APBT if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? We got it popping. So tap in with us. That's why we do these streams. We promoting this magazine. We got to put in the work. You know, ain't nothing going to come easy. We got to definitely put in work. So that's what we're here to do. We're here to put in the work. Make sure that it's on point every time, each and every time. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up, man. Appreciate all the support. Ween was cooking. Go check it out. If you're getting to the show late, go check it out. Ween cooked for about an hour. Then I pulled up and you know, got it in with them. You know, we just chopped it up about a bunch of different things. Yeah, go check it out while you can. I might end up deleting them. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it to where you got to tap in. You got to set them notifications. You never know when we're going live. But we got a lot more coming. We're going to power up, man. Do it again tomorrow. You know how we do. What the hell? We out.
Shoot shots, then we bouncing out. Ay, chop a dish or two, I chalk them out. Ay, we be popping out. Ay, get your ass whacked for what you talking about. Shoot shots, then we bouncing out. Ay, chop a dish or two, I chalk them out. Ay, we be popping out. Ay, get your ass whacked for what you talking about. Niggas talking like they drillin', but I know they ain't. No stripes in the damn hood, you ain't never ring. Fuck a beach treaty, I ain't never tryna moderate. I be starving for this beef shit like I ain't never ate. I know you don't want this, cause I've been navigating through these streets, don't need no compass. On some dumb shit, put a foe a bit of sun kiss. Bullets hit your back, couple inches from your bows this. Had to switch it up, you gon' need help. Had an ambulance come pick you up, you ain't seen this. Fast like Uber, how I'm pulling up. And I ain't talking, an empty tank when I come and fill you up. Shoot shots, then we bouncing out. Ay, chop a dish or two, I chalk them out. Ay, we be popping out. Ay, get your ass whacked for what you talking about. Shoot shots, then we bouncing out. Ay, chop a dish or two, I chalk them out. Ay, we be popping out. Ay, get your ass whacked for what you talking about.
Get your ass whacked for what you talk about. White, chalk 'em out. 4-4 Bulldog, get me barking out. Blow out your eardrum. Why you want to smoke, you real dumb. You wanna feel something, then take these shots, nigga. I'll kill some. We in the field hunting. For them ops about to drill something. I got a little something. Set my gun connect, that's real money. My nigga crash dummy. He never hesitate to blast for me. And all my hoes work, and they don't hesitate to get cash to me. That's what it's supposed to do. I run with the chosen few. Big guns when we popping out, and we gonna expose your crew. No doubt, white chalk a nigga out. Shoulda quit running your mouth, running your house, shoot your spouse, brain matter on the couch.
Shoot shots, then we bouncing out. Ay, chop a dish or two, I chalk them out. Ay, we be popping out. Ay, get your ass whacked for what you talking about. Shoot shots, then we bouncing out. Ay, chop a dish or two, I chalk them out.